Hi guys, welcome to today's video. My name is Fikayo. I am the founder and CEO of Amocare Skincare. Okay, so today I wanted to talk to you about an experience I recently had or I'm having with hormonal acne. So I kind of want to talk through how it all started, what I did, the mistakes I made, what eventually started to work for me, and kind of what I learnt along the way. So as usual, I like to have my notes so that I can be quite concise and I don't babble. Okay, so let's dive right into it, guys. What happened? But I will start by saying that having this experience has, I think, definitely given me a better connection to our clients that struggle with acne, hormonal acne or mild acne in whatever form, because I work, my business is skin, my business is skincare products. And so, the expectation is that, well, if you know all the answers, your skin should be amazing. But the reality is it happens to the best of us. Stress happens to the best of us. Water, weather changes affect the best of us. Our diet, age, hormones, because of contraception, which was my situation. It happens to anybody. So yeah, it's definitely helped me to understand people better. I think definitely given me more empathy and a better understanding, so yeah, let's dive right into it. What happened? So after having my daughter in 2019, I basically started using progesterone only contraception. It had side effects, but nothing to do with my skin. So not long after that, of course, was COVID, so we were wearing masks. So I always developed, I would always break out hair, maskne, and I found that kind of when COVID was de-escalated in Lagos State, even before that, I started wearing the face shields. I found that this cleared up a lot, and then when I wasn't wearing masks anymore, I didn't really have much of a problem. Things really got better, and I was just really trying to clear up the dark marks. So as I mentioned, the progesterone-only contraception, 2 different types I used, gave me certain side effects that I didn't really like. So I decided to come off it. So I removed the implant that I had in May 2022. And this was pretty much when all hell broke loose. And my skin revolted against me. And I mean, it probably isn't on the scale that some people might say, oh, acne. It was still moderate, but it was a lot for me because it's not something I dealt with before. So that was May. So I kind of dove in with lots of actives, didn't really get much results. And then in the summer, I spent the summer, so from July to September, I spent that time in England, and I found that when I got to England in July, it was a lot worse. So I thought maybe the water changes compounded everything. So I'm gonna kind of start from what I did in July, because from July to September there was some improvement. Not amazing, but some improvement. So in July, I eventually kind of stopped. I had to stand back and go, okay, right? You are a professional, so what would you do for your clients? You don't just throw everything at it. You have to assess. So I kind of did an analysis on myself, my lifestyle, my diet, the things that had changed. So I started looking at the possibility that the contraception was had played a role, the lack of contraception was playing a role, and my hormones were kind of balancing. Did some research. So I gave myself a consultation and then created a routine for myself. And just to make sure I wasn't insane, I got Joy, who is our esthetician at Amocare, to also, create a routine for me. And her routine was very similar to mine. So I was okay, so I'm now on the right page. I'm thinking in the right way, right? So over the summer, I had monthly facials somewhere else in England. And because I was still breaking out, so I needed to kind of decongest and extract regularly, and I was on this new skincare routine. So when I got back to Nigeria, there had been some change, but it wasn't amazing. So I noticed the most improvement when I got back home, and I will now tell you exactly what I did when I got back home. So what I will say about skincare conditions is I feel that they are in treating them, 70 to 80% is your routine, is what you do consistently every day by yourself at home, and then 20 to 30% would be the in-clinic treatments. So for some people, your skincare products are fine, but when you have a condition that you're trying to take care of and you want to take care of it quickly, or you don't want it to take so long, you come in for your in-clinic treatments as well. So for me, what we did was we developed an acne reduction facial, and it was excellent because around the time we're developing it was when I was having this experience, so we were able to kind of tweak it around me and and see the results that I was getting. So I got back home early September, and I think somewhere around there was when we started, or maybe October, I forget now, when we started doing the acne reduction facials. So the protocol is 4 acne reduction facials every 2 weeks. So for the first 2, I will honestly say that, I just come back, there was a lot kind of going on, and I wasn't present. So I made some mistakes. I was using certain things that I shouldn't have been using that kind of exacerbated the situation. And then I wasn't consistent. My gaps were too long, which is why it took quite a long time to finish just the 4 facials. It really should have taken, 2 months? But by the second 2, I'd kind of cottoned on. I was like, girl, you need to fix this. So I cottoned on and I was present. And literally between, I think, my 3rd and my 4th, the improvement was so drastic. And I will show pictures somewhere below, above, I don't know, depending on what platform you are using to watch this video, right? So now, that was the treatments that I was doing, my acne reduction facials every 2 weeks. Eventually, home care. I want to show you what my home care routine consists of, because I've been doing that kind of since I got home, and I will show that to you now. Let's start with cleansing. So Care Skincare Gentle Cleanser is a staple in my cleansing routine. So if it's PM, I will always use this because this is a gentle cleanser. It has niacinamide in it, which also helps with the pigmentation issues, and it is an antioxidant. So this is good. It doesn't kind of interfere with any of the actives that I want to use at night. This will always be there at night, and I use this probably half the mornings, so half of my AM routines in a week. My other 2 cleansers are from Skin Science, right? So when I was in the thick of the trenches of my acne, I used a lot of the benzoyl peroxide cleanser. We know that BP helps some bacterial it helps to fight bacteria that causes acne on the surface of the skin that then gets kind of clogged. So that's what this is good for. This one was a staple in there anyway, because I know that I am kind of oily combo. If you're oily combo, you can tend to be acne prone. So this was always kind of there. It used to be like, these 2, or a gentle cleanser before it was this. So now it's pretty much these 2, except the times of the month when I feel like kind of things that are anything other than like a whitehead or a blackhead, then this comes in. So this week, this was the week kind of after my period. So I that was when I started breaking out, and so obviously cycle is still getting back to normal. So that's my cleansing routine in the morning, right? So in the morning, I'm literally just protecting. It's all about protection, right? And so after I've cleansed, I'm hydrating. It's almost empty, but I'm sure this will do me for tonight, and I have to go into the office to get another one tomorrow. I'm hydrating. This is full of humectants, and we need full of humectants. In the morning, I follow it with my pore refining serum because I do have visible pores. It does help with my sebum regulation. It has the niacinamide as well. That helps with my pigmentation. There's just a lot of this antioxidant in here, so this is a good one. It's got the PAD, which is the potassium azelaic diglycinate. So that's a derivative of azelaic acid, which, as we know, is excellent for acne and hyperpigmentation. Okay. And then I move on to the moisturizer. So that's the Even Tone Facial Moisturizer. Again, packed with lots of kind of brightening ingredients. It's also nourishing. We've got the beta carotene in here. It's also full of antioxidants, right? Because remember I said in the morning we're protecting. And then lastly, I go in with sunscreen. So this was my favorite sunscreen. I really love the texture. I love it, love it, love it, despite the alcohol. I love it. My only problem is like by 12 it does get into my eyes, and I haven't, and I know I can set, but I just can't be bothered. And most days I'm not bothered to do that, so I've had to kind of put it to the side. And I've just started with the Isentry hyaluronic acid one, and I do really like this. So this is what I'm using now. It's just that it's so tiny and it finishes so quickly because I reapply, as you should, with sunscreen. Okay, so that's my AM routine. PM routine, as I mentioned, I'm cleansing with this, right? So that is a staple all the 7 nights of the week. I'm cleansing with the Amocare Gentle Cleanser. So now my PM nights differ by the conditions I have or what I'm trying to tackle. So I have 2 exfoliating nights, and I exfoliate with the Amocare Clarifying Tonic because this has the salicin from the willow bark extract in here. But it also has niacinamide. It also has witch hazel. Yes, it also has witch hazel. So it's a multitasking product, right? I use this to exfoliate 2 nights a week, and I follow it with the hydrating serum, because once we've exfoliated, we now reintroduce moisture back into the skin. And I then follow with this because, again, just more niacinamide, never hurt nobody. So I follow with this. And then at night, my moisturizer is my soothing cream, my Cica, because that's when I'm using kind of all my actives, and I don't really want an active moisturizer. I want something that's just going to calm, and it's kind of anti-inflammatory and soothing, right? So I have 2 exfoliating nights. I follow my exfoliating nights with my Tret, because then I've opened up my pores. And for Tret, you kind of need you apply this kind of directly onto clean skin. So you've cleansed and you go straight into this, right? I have 2 nights of this as well. I've been on the 0.05 for a while, and I'm not going to move up anytime soon because it's still, my skin is not fully accustomed to it yet. I still flake from it. I still get tingling from it. So I've still got a way to go. So recently I found that I was flaking more. So I actually reduced to once a week. So I'm kind of working now back to twice a week, right? So after my Tret, I then just go in with my Cica, my soothing cream. And that's 2 nights a week. So I have 3 other nights in the week, and what I'm doing there is depigmenting. I am currently testing the Amocare depigmenting serum. I don't know if that's what it's going to be called, but that's what I'm testing at the moment. So I cleanse, I hydrate, and then I go in with tester bottle of a depigmenting serum. I apply it just on my areas, so here my melasma, my PIH, and then like the darker cast on my forehead, so it doesn't really go here. And then I follow with my Cica. So I apply my Cica kind of here, and just depending on how much time I have, I might wait like for everything to be absorbed around here and then follow that with Cica, or I just leave it. Because as you can see, it is an emulsion, right? And so that's what I do currently. My acne reduction facials are done, so I am looking at what I want to do. I'm moving on to micro needling, but just time haven't had the time to start yet, and I haven't had a facial in a while, guys, so I do need one. I'll probably have a signature or something. Okay, so the mistakes I made along the way. I don't want this video to be too lengthy. Rushing to treat, rushing to like attack my skin with actives really before sitting down and thinking and analyzing my situation and my skin. I think I did this because of just the panic and the pressure of, oh my God, this is the job that I do. I can't possibly like be breaking out, consistently for a prolonged period of time. So that was a mistake as well, feeling that kind of pressure to act and then doing the wrong thing. And I think lastly, once I did get on a good routine or a good treatment plan, not being present and consistent so that I could get my results more quickly, or even better results potentially, at least for the first 2 acne reduction facials. So I say all of this to kind of say, I've shown you guys what worked for me, but guess what? Skincare and skin is not one size fits all. So what works for me may not work for you. That's why we always say, kind of come and see us, have a consultation, let us look at your situation, your diet, and your, hormonal profile. That's another thing that I haven't yet done, but I do plan to do. Let's look at your individual situation and come up with something for you. Some of the actives in my routine may not work for you. You may not use 0.05 tret. You may have azelaic acid. Actually, I did have azelaic acid in my routine. It's finished and I haven't re-upped. So I used to use 20% azelaic acid in the mornings. I used to alternate it with this, and I think it's amazing for texture. And then sometimes when I felt like it, I'd just use it on my cheeks, which is where I have a lot of my texture at night, and I'd wake up in the morning, everything would feel a lot better. So azelaic acid, don't sleep on it. It is a really, really good ingredient. So guys, we can help you. We helped me. We are helping me. I think the last thing I really just want to say is, I know what acne can do to your confidence. And sometimes you kind of feel like people are looking at you, looking at your spots, looking at your face, and in reality they're probably not. In Nigeria they may be, because a lot of people talk kind of out of line when they really shouldn't. So I just want to encourage you guys. I want to encourage anyone that's dealing with acne that you are more than your skin. I know it's been said and maybe oversaid, but you are still beautiful. There is more to you than your skin and the spots on your face. And remember that whilst on this journey to healthier skin, and to try and clear up and manage your breakouts as much as possible. So I hope that was helpful to anybody, and if it was, comment what was helpful, comment what wasn't. If you've been on a similar journey, what have you done? Is there something that you think I could still do at this stage? Happy and open to hear all thoughts. So thank you so much for listening, if you listened all the way to the end, and I will catch you guys really, really soon. Take care. Have a wonderful day.